Hello, this video will be the first video in the training session for the email sending contractor position. So the main email system that we use is called Pitchbox. And when you open into this, you'll see each box. This is a different website that we um, do what's called link building for. So as you can tell, we now manage link building for 6 projects in here, plus the 2 down here, so that's 8. Anything in red is not active. So when you come in every day, you'll go to your assigned project. So I'm going to use this mesothelioma veterans, for example. And within this, you can now see these are specific campaigns. So we run different campaigns for each project simultaneously. So these usually are certain pages of a website that we will be reaching out to organizations for. So for today's training, we're going to use the plural mesothelioma. And how this works is you will reach out to one of the SEO associates and they will tell you to say, hey, for this week, work out of plural and peritoneal mesothelioma. So any amount of campaigns, I would say the best way to do that is split your hours pretty evenly between. So if I give you 2 campaigns for the week, try and spend 10 hours per campaign if possible. That way we're sending out equal volume to multiple different campaigns that we're targeting, unless you're, one of us, myself or one of my associates tells you otherwise, depending. So you'll see here, there's really where you're going to start your day will always be in what's called personalized. So really there's 2 factors that we work on here. So the first video will show you personalizing, and really the only thing that you're really adding to this is the site name. And specifically, there'll be examples in here where there may be a specific department we're reaching out to. So let's say we're reaching out to the Veteran Services Department of Winter Park, Florida. Rather than adding site name of just Winter Park, you would say, the Veteran Services Department of Winter Park. Same thing, let's say we're reaching out to disability services at the University of Central Florida. You would say something like the Department of Disability Services for the University of Central Florida, rather than just the University of Central Florida. The personalization really helps the person we're emailing knowing that this is the correct department we're reaching out to, so they know to read the email, because we're finding emails within the specific departments. So jumping right in, like I said, so one thing we're targeting is 40 per hour. So you're going to need to personalize, and then the second video will show you how to send them out. So jumping right in, you can click the button or the blue bar. So when you come in, you're going to see there's obviously contacts here, and you'll notice 1, some have 0, and then you'll see an F. That stands for contact form. So what you always need to do is you should be working in campaigns only where there's been a 1 email found. So always click this, and you'll notice that it's now filtered for 1. And what I do, so you're really going for 40 an hour. You can come down here, show. These will obviously show a certain amount. So if you're trying to do 40 an hour, I usually stick to either 50 or 100 at a time. So it's easy to recognize. And you'll notice here are all of the 1 emails found. Anything that has more than 1 or a form or 0, those are sometimes websites that we added in that our team before this position didn't really work on. So you want to be focusing on the ones only. So as you can see, I have 100 filled out. The first thing you do is you click this left box button up here, and then you notice you have 100 items selected. First thing you do here is go into personalize, and this is where you'll notice the email has been found. Traditionally, there will be a first name if there was an opportunity. Here you can tell it's an info at, so the name, it really probably doesn't exist when they found this email. Now, one thing I would say, if this up here said something like, J. Antoniato at HempsteadParkNH.com, there's always one option you could do is I would click this, and you can go into Google and grab the email, hit space, and then go name, or you can just do something like this. Now, if this was a name, I search the results in here, especially in here, what's called the meta description, to see if there's a name somewhere. So, like I said, if there's ever an opportunity where you see something like that and not found, I want you to double check. And if you, let's say you found the name, all you do is input the name here and it saves. So in this personalization stage, all you really need to do is update here the site name. Sometimes Pitchbox will pull it in for you, sometimes it won't. So this one is not a department specific. This is just literally the homepage. So I'm just going to type in Hempstead Park nursing home. Everything else looks good. Submit to compose, and you'll see the next site comes in. Um, so this is a good example here. It says home health and hospice care. That's been filled in. The email is simple. It fits. On to the next. So sometimes the site won't pop up in Pitchbox. That could be from security settings or the way that they have the site set up. If you ever need to go outside of this, you just hit this button here, open in a new tab, and you notice the site will pop into here. Very simple. And you can see here, this is Hospice of Hope. And that's all you do. Here's another one, Hope for Healthy Families. I see the URL here, the name, so Hope for Healthy Families. A lot of times for this, I would add just counseling center. Um, Not a big deal, but it kind of has to go with the center. If this was, Hope for Healthy Families, building a better family through care or something, I would just stick with the main name. But because it gives context to what Hope for Healthy Families is, it's a counseling center, I'll add that. And here's a good example. The page can't be displayed, so I'll hit open a new tab. And here you go, Hospice of the Piedmont. Everything's fine. Now, in this stage, the websites have already been approved. So the question for you is just finding the site name and department name. You never have to question, is this a good website for emailing or not? So I just wanted to make that note for you as you get started. You can see here, this is Hospice IQ. A good time sometimes to find like the exact name. I'll check the footer if it's not up top. And you could see Hospice UK. Just given the logo, I'm going to go with Hospice IQ. Then obviously here we are, Health Quality Ontario. So this is a good example. Let's make our health system healthier. I'm not going to add that little slogan. I really just want the name and then a specific department or a thing like a counseling center if that was that. So you can either type this out or under the page title here, I see they have that. I'm just going to copy and paste that there and move on. And you can see this is part of Crest Care Medical. I'm looking at the URL and it's going to be Hub Home Oxygen and Medical Supplies. Now, you can see here the breast cancer charities.org, I Go Pink. Here's the name. This is one. The only thing, so sometimes if you notice that the URL up here doesn't match here, I like to go check in Google to make sure we have the right contact. So first thing I'm going to do is go to the contact us. And you can see that the email is I Go Pink. So this is correct. Now, I want to show you one way. If you're ever curious, another way to find emails is if you go to Google, you can type in just the homepage, get rid of the backslash, hit space, and then put in email. And you can search here for email. So here we go. It's right here. I noticed that this now matches the breast cancer charities. So I simply go in here. Everything looks good, and we move on. You can see here Illinois Cancer Care. PC, you don't need to put that. So submit to compose. And then I could see here, this is the Indiana Regional Medical Center. Same. Most of the times you can find the site name right in the logo up top. So this is Integrated Home Care Services. Jade Recovery. And this one is the Congressman Ann McLean Custer. I would just say, this would be something as the official website of Ann McLean Custer. And you'll notice up here, you don't see, I like to spell things out that aren't, that are abbreviated. So I usually will go check the bottom. And I'm going to try and find another page that has what that is. And you notice here is the abbreviation. So this is the Los Angeles Carcinoid Neuroendocrine Tumor Society. Let me move on. So you'll see here Life Center Northwest. That's perfect. So when you get to your number, a screen will pop up and say you've personalized the group either as 100 or 50. And this really kind of ends the first portion of your job role, which is personalization. And now the next video will show you sending out emails. Thank you.